Well, welcome back to another amazing episode of the Beerful Hat Podcast. I'm your host, Victor, with my lovely co-host or host in the best fucking world ever.
Walker, hello, it's me. Thank you
Whoa,
for
that's
that.
gonna be
Whoa,
loud.
yeah, I'm blown out. My
Yeah.
goodness. Sorry about that, guys.
He just blew out right there.
Maybe we gotta adjust my volume there. I didn't think I was getting too loud.
See, this is the thing. I'm still working out the kinks with the new laptop I just got.
Yes, it's a big bragging moment for Victor here.
Yes, I have updated the software for the podcast.
Yes, and the hardware.
And the hardware and everything.
Huge update, yeah.
Oh yeah, huge fucking update because it's I can do it here.
Oh, you can adjust the
maybe?
Oh, kind of.
No, I don't think so. Can I?
Level.
No, I can't.
Yeah, no, because that's your mic threshold. So
yeah.
It's picking up the peaks and stuff at a certain point. So if it exceeds that, it's not picking up the voice, I believe.
Oh, well, we'll test it out later.
Yeah.
Who cares? But yes, I have purchased a new laptop for the podcast because the old one was kind of dying.
It was like, what, 8 years old?
No, actually 2.
Really?
It was really cheap though.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Like one of the ones you get for like $700, $800 sort of deal.
$400.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a very cheap baby.
Yeah, it just does the job. It
did its job.
Yeah,
but we have upgraded to a college laptop.
Yeah, this is like fancy stuff. It's got like a built-in super AI.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've been messing around with it.
Yeah, I've been messing around for the last couple of days. I was just showing Walker that you got paint on it, and you can draw some stupid line. I legit drew a line.
Yeah. And
I told Tori we're at the Best Buy, just type something in. She legit typed in Paw Patrol. And got to the creativity up to the max.
Yeah.
And legit had a group of puppies.
Oh my gosh.
Out of a fucking line.
Like the AI is it's amazing because it's able to extrapolate so much, but the fact that it's on all of these computers, all these college computers, it's scary to think that it was also immediately writing essays and stories for us within seconds if we gave it the prompt. It's scary to think that students are just doing this shit now on their regular PCs. They don't have to go out of their way to do
for
it.
That though.
Oh yeah, there's rules. You're not supposed to do it, but it's hard to tell sometimes if it's an AI or the student actually doing it.
I legit typed in a backstory on a space cowboy, and holy shit!
Yeah.
Outer rims of the planet called Titan. Fuck, it was so good.
Is this a teaser for your new D&D character? No. Oh, okay, I was gonna say.
No, but it is a space cowboy though.
Ah, me like it.
You know what?
Better version of a ranger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, yeah. So this is what because I have the notes here that I sent Dave Old.
Oh, Dave Old.
And my character's name is Alexander Arthur Marston.
Okay, I like it already.
Cowboy bounty hunter. Brown old cowboy hat. Brown leather jacket. Gray shirt. Dark gray pants.
Yep.
Black cowboy boots.
You're obsessed with the cowboy look for now. Yeah, I get it.
Scar on the left side of his face. On the eye, we did tweak it.
Okay.
So for my original part of the eye was supposed to be yellow with a mark in it that brights red.
Okay.
For marks. So you know how you can mark hunter.
Oh yeah, hunter's mark. Okay, if you have it activated, it kind of glows red. That's cool.
So the way me and David talked about it, it's a normal robot eye, but once I activate it, it's legit a pistol round.
Oh.
With lasers that I can see. 2 different enemies.
Okay, so it's like a super laser sight, basically. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but it turns into the barrel of the pistol. That you know how in Red Dead, you see the fucking the barrel of where you put the bullets.
Yeah,
it's that.
Oh, okay, cool.
But then when it stops, it turns back to a normal eye.
I like that. That's pretty sweet.
So
good flavor. It doesn't change much or affect anything else really.
So dark blonde hair.
Yeah.
Dark blonde beard.
Yeah.
Wearing a wedding ring and has one on his neck for a necklace.
Oh, his wife passed away. Some tragic accident.
Started bounty hunting to find those who killed his family and take revenge and justice into his own hands.
Hell yeah.
So basically, my whole character's MO is to do everything in the law, except when he finds the people who killed his family.
And then just take them down, no mercy.
Yeah, so like his morals is help those in need.
Okay, very good.
So I told David that his age is kind of a mystery, but I'm gonna let you know now.
Okay.
He's 37.
All right, fair enough. That's
married young in his 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Wife was killed by a bandit gang at the age of 29.
Okay.
His wife and son were 26 and 3.
No.
Yep.
Oh, wait, I'm 26. Am I your wife in this scenario?
But yeah, so like he's like fucking David's legit AI.
Mm-hmm.
He told me a whole bunch of fucking backstories on it, so I sent him this. I'm like, well, I kind of had a small backstory. He's like, done. Let me cook. So he's legit gonna cook with my idea, but
that's it. Like he I really like him as a DM because he really takes off like with the whole character backstories things. It's like, okay, I'm gonna tie this in like fucking crazy.
So he's gonna tie it in. You know that Blade guy that we were dealing with?
Yeah.
My character did jobs for him.
Okay.
But like with my code,
yeah,
I only did like kind of jobs that like suit my needs and like, okay, I can do this. But they wanted me to do a job, and I turned my back.
Oh, so now you're essentially a bit of an outcast from the...
You know what he did and told me?
What did he do?
The gang legit tracked down all my blood relatives that was related to me, and not knowing that they were related to me. I'm the only last blood of my family.
Oh my goodness.
He went fucking deep.
Okay. He's already setting you up with a new character, which is good. Like, he was a little worried with your old character, and the fact that he kind of essentially fast tracked, like, oh, we're getting into tiny storyline now. You're gonna see some powerful enemies you shouldn't see right now. That's not good.
But then everything happened. He's like, oh, that helps everything, which kind of helped him out.
Yeah, I think he was a little more happy with that resolution, and it's kind of what wanted me to spur onto today's topic.
Yes, today's topic.
Yeah, so our previous D&D session, we encountered some
werewolves.
Okay.
Before that.
Yeah. Yes. The ceremonious.
Oh, I love that sound. Even though I had 2 today.
Yeah, it's your off day. You might as well.
It's my vacation.
Wait, yeah. This was your March break, so you had vacation all of this week, or is it next week? Oh, okay.
No, I had all vacation this week.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I have to go back Monday.
Oh, no.
Sad. But before I stop Walker, yes, today we are doing
werewolves. Or just like general lycanthropy. Yeah. So like it's the curse of lycanthropy in D&D, but essentially it's when you turn into some sort of beast creature under the full moon, or whether or not it's like a cursed time that it happens.
So, speaking of that,
let
me go into my notes a little bit here, because I did notes.
Hell yeah.
But when I'm looking for my notes, I did feel bad for David when we did that whole shebang for my character.
Yeah.
Because we did so much shit for my character.
Yeah.
Like, we did so much.
Well, that's the thing. He didn't say like it was a complete waste. Like he still has all those NPCs and essentially that like faction in the background that he can use later on.
I think he also liked it because he can use all that to expand on his universe of his Dungeons and Dragons thing that you can find on Discord.
Yep.
So, what's the real story on werewolves?
I don't know. It was kind of a folklore thing to begin with, was it not?
Yes, but the first thing I have here on my notes is, such is the case of Lycan, who has turned into a werewolf by Zeus as punishment for slaying one of his sons and serving his remains to the gods as a dinner. Yeah. Isn't that fucked up?
Yeah, it's just like, okay, I fucking killed this demigod, like son of Zeus. I'm gonna serve it to the gods as like a tribute to them. So I imagine Zeus, like in probably like Greek or Roman lore.
Yep.
Like, Zeus is in both, no?
I think Zeus is in both.
Okay, yeah, but like Zeus being Zeus is just like, okay, you want to do this? I'm gonna curse you with lycanthropy. You want to act like a beast and like serve my son's remains as food, you are now a beast that is essentially craving the fucking innards and remains of someone.
Yeah, which is kind of fucked up.
Yeah, so from your notes here, what is the legend behind a werewolf? So werewolves are also emerged early in Nordic folklore. The saga of Volsungs tells the story of a father who discovered wolf pelts that had the power to turn people into wolves for 10 days. The father-son duo then donned these pelts, transformed into wolves, and went on killing rampages in the forest. So all the way back to whether it's Greek or, like, I guess, Nordic, very Scandinavian type origins, like werewolves or were creatures have always been a thing where you're embodying the spirit of a beast.
So, but let's not make the mistake. Mm-hmm. Werewolves and Lycans are two separate things.
Yes.
Werewolves, you can shapeshift back into humans, but Lycans, you cannot.
Yep. It's a curse that's a lot more related to some sort of trigger. So it's like the conventional werewolf, like from like Goosebumps or something, where you see the full moon and you get the full transformation effect. Whereas,
so if you haven't seen Goosebumps,
yeah,
you can watch a little thing called Teen Wolf.
Yeah, Teen Wolf is very into the werewolf scene.
Oh, it's such a great show. Mm-hmm. Like it was funny because when they made the movie, because they have a Teen Wolf movie. Well, 3 now, because there was the original one with Michael J. Fox in it, which is fucking hilarious as shit.
Yeah.
And there's one scene from that movie where it's funny because like he's just finding out that he's turning into one, and his dad's knocking on the door. He's like, "Son, you in there?" "Yeah, Dad." He's like freaking out. It's like basically like kid in puberty and having a boner.
Yeah, and he's sitting there, he's half like, transformed.
Come on, you can open the door. So no, Dad.
No, I'm good.
Not this time. And he's basically wolfed out. He's like long hair, like his whole body is covered in hair.
Yeah.
And his dad like turns around like, "I think I know what you're going through." "No, Dad. No, you don't."
No,
so he opens the door and his dad's a fucking werewolf.
Oh, there you go. So it's at the same time.
No, because his dad, because he was born a werewolf.
Oh, dang. Okay, so then this kid's finally just coming into his werewolf self, I guess.
But his dad's surprised because he got told that it skips generations.
Ah.
So he was hoping that it would skip him.
No luck, I guess.
Yeah. It's like fucking hilarious.
So I guess in like folklore then, like a curse of lycanthropy or wereism is passed down generationally. So like if you are a werewolf, you're gonna make your children have that same gene. Yeah.
Because I know like what you were saying earlier before we started doing the podcast, you know yours from Skyrim and
Supernatural, and then like a little bit of D&D because like
D&D too.
If I should have brought the monster manual with me because like it goes over all the lycanthropy types of curses.
Oh, that's cool because like we just hit into a little bit of it in our last campaign.
Yeah,
which is funny as fuck.
And from both D&D and Supernatural, like when it comes to werewolves, there's usually a pack alpha. So like the pack alpha is the one that will generally carry the curse of lycanthropy like as a host and then bite and change other humanoids into were creatures.
Yep.
And like because they're the alpha, they're the ones spreading it. There's like a dominion, or it's an alpha of a pack essentially. Like they control or they're in charge of all these other ones that they turn. So there's a motivation for a pack leader to essentially take over and turn as many people as it can.
Yeah, because I mostly know mine from the Supernatural because I've watched it.
Yeah.
A Teen Wolf, of course, because I have all the fucking series of it, and I also have the movies.
Yeah.
But the movie that they did for Teen Wolf is actually on Paramount, which is really good.
Yeah.
They do its justice at its end. It's a fucking amazing end. It was heartbreaking, but justice.
Yeah.
Because like it was funny because I was before we started talking that I was actually going to say when we were watching it, Damon was over.
Really?
He
okay.
Never watched the TV show at all.
Yeah, I've never.
So me, Vicky, and Becca were all watching it, so we know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, you're locked in. You know the characters. You know the story.
Yeah, we know the story. Damon's just standing there, just like I have no fucking idea what's going on right now.
There's like a weird obsession here. I'm just here for the viewing.
Yeah, and like honestly, like if I think you would like it if you watched it. It's not for everybody though. That's the only thing.
I've heard mixed opinions. Surprisingly enough, my rather, I'll say, athletic friend, he watched it a lot with his mom and his sisters, and like he was very into it and said it was a good series. So like, surprising recommendation from him. Like,
well, and the thing is, like, the only reason why I kind of wanted to watch it because I watched the original movie, and the second one, but the actor who played in it was also in Smallville. So, and he was a really good actor too.
Alrighty.
And like he's done other things now, but like Teen Wolf, the guy who played Maze Runner.
Okay, yeah.
The main character.
Yeah.
He also played an American Assassin.
Mm-hmm. I know which one.
He plays the second main character in the show called Styles, and holy fuck.
He just rocks the role.
He rocks the role. Sarcastic. Everybody thought like in the series he was becoming a wolf, but no.
No. He was just that.
He was legit the
relief character.
Yeah, he was the relief character because he was the best friend of the wolf.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious because in Teen Wolf, you can either be born a wolf or be bitten, like normal. But the thing is that they have a thing called alpha and a true alpha.
Oh, okay.
So that the alpha can take its powers from another alpha, so that you gotta basically kill it.
Yeah.
But a beta can earn the right as alpha.
Oh, okay.
Out of like not killing, not nothing, just like being true of heart.
Yeah, leading a pack and becoming like a strong and like good-willed leader sort
basically, of deal.
Basically,
and that's what kind of happens throughout the series. Like you find this one kid that gets bit throughout, like I think the third season, because they do 2 parts of the third season, then 2 parts of the 6th season, which is stupid as fuck. But in the third season, if you haven't watched it, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
He does something that no wolf can ever do before, because there's like they do a lot of shit in it.
Yeah.
Like mountain ash. There's a barrier that wolves or supernatural creatures cannot cross.
Okay.
But he breaks it.
Oh.
But as he's breaking it, his eyes turn bright red.
Okay.
And so if you take a look at our little picture, it's Derek from Teen Wolf, and he's got red eyes because that's his alpha form.
Oh, okay. So he is a true alpha, or like he essentially adopted an alpha form.
No, he killed an alpha for it.
Oh, okay. And because he's an alpha, he gets around a lot of natural resistances, or lot of like.
No, there's a lot of things he cannot do.
Oh, okay.
At this instant of the main character, like Scott McCall, he was the only one able to do it because he's pure of heart. He wants to help everybody. He wants to make sure everybody's like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
Like he's that type of guy.
Okay.
Puts everybody else's needs in front of his.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Yeah. So, but you kind of see in the first season because like when the alpha does its roar, you see his eyes change to red, but then back to normal.
Oh, okay.
Because there's.
It's like when he does his cry, like that, he's becoming an alpha just to like signify it, and then like reverting back. Right?
I think it was a teaser.
Oh, okay.
In the very first season.
It's like, this is what's coming next. Like we're going to introduce alphas and stuff.
Yeah, like it was like more of a like what I think is my theory is that it happened like that because the wolf, like basically it's like his wolf spirit that's inside him.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to get into like all that shit, like knew he was becoming alpha, but it wasn't at that point.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
That's what my theory is. But like I have, you know what? We're gonna borrow the first season. You're gonna borrow the first season.
I don't know if I'll have time to watch it, but
I know where you are.
Yeah. I'll get there.
But honestly, it's such a good show.
Okay.
And it's because if you take that show and watch like a movie called watch Underworld, completely different.
Because Teen Wolf is a lot more. I want to say it's probably PG-13 at the very like worst.
PG-13. Yeah.
And then Underworld is probably like closer R rating, where it's like, oh no, werewolves are just ripping people apart the entire time. Yeah.
But like in Teen Wolf, it's like their faces get misformed, like as if you look at the picture.
Yeah.
Or even look up fucking Teen Wolf.
But they still look humanoid for the most part.
They're humanoid.
Right? Yeah.
They're like half human, half wolf.
Whereas like a lot of some werewolf or like lycanthrope mythologies will like have them fully transform. They'll be extra big. Like they'll look a lot more like a beast.
So like in Underworld, where the Lycans, like they're fucking huge monsters that like fucking fight each other.
Yeah.
But in Underworld, which is fucking weird because they can transform back into humans.
Yeah.
Not in the third one.
Okay, so they lose that ability throughout the series?
No, because the third one is basically before the first and second one.
Oh, okay.
It's called the Rise of the Lycan.
So it was before like they had more control over their lycanthropy or their
There was one
curse.
person that could control it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Oh, okay.
Because like the storyline's so fucked up.
Well, it's kind of like in Skyrim at a certain point. Like if you follow the companion's quest line, you can become a werewolf, and at a certain point, if you get enough skills in the skill tree, you can naturally revert back. And like you see that with some of the inner circle companions and stuff, they can naturally revert back whenever they choose to. But like when you first become blooded, you don't have that control.
No, because it's just like a beast form that fucking goes crazy.
It's like you get adrenaline running from your veins. You can't just like stop it. It's like, oh my gosh, you're on a high for a bit.
Yeah.
And like at a certain point, it's taking control of you.
Oh yeah, but in fucking Underworld, what happens is that when you watch the first one and the second one, the first one they introduce it to it because they're trying to keep the Lycan alive.
Yeah.
Because they're like hundreds of years old.
Mm-hmm.
But they're trying to find a distant relative of like the very first one to keep it going. But in the second one, you find out that there's a original vampire and an original Lycan.
Oh, okay.
Where he's full-on vampire and he's a full-on werewolf.
Like they were the ones who had the origins of the curses, essentially. So the first motherfucker to get smited by Zeus. Yeah.
Basically the OGs.
Yeah. I think Supernatural touches on that a bit too, where they run into they call them vampire alpha werewolves in that series, but obviously every series or media outlet's going to have their own version of it.
Well,
in Supernatural, it's like, okay, if you find alpha werewolves, alpha vampires, like they're in control of a pack of them, you kill that alpha, you kill that entire bloodline instantly because their curse
dies with them.
Yeah, dies with them, and like anybody affected by it will also die.
So in in Teen Wolf, they tested that theory out.
Okay, yeah.
Because spoilers again, in Teen Wolf in the first season, it's Derek's uncle that's the alpha.
Oh, okay.
But he's in a coma, so that no one knows.
Yeah.
So it was years and years and years of just sitting there like coma. But like when he was able to become a wolf, he was able to do shit. So that's why he bit Scott.
Yeah.
So Derek's like, I don't know what's going to happen after I kill him. You might stay or you might not.
Oh shit! So there was probably like a drama, like, okay, we need to kill him, but at the same time, like, who are we risking if this happens?
Oh no, like because Styles, him being him, did his thing and looked up everything, printed off a whole bunch of shit off of Facebook.
Look, I found out a bunch of stuff about werewolves. They're totally this, and this. Yeah.
It's funny because Derek actually turns to Scott like, you think your buddy can just look up Lycans and werewolves on the internet and think he has the fucking cure for it?
I mean, he doesn't have the cure, but he definitely has something close to an answer. Yeah.
And like, it's funny because in the show they have something called hunters, which would be so fucking funny to have a crossover between Supernatural and them. But I know it's not the same universe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's they're like, yeah, you might change back to normal. You won't have this power anymore, but there might be a slight chance that
you encounter a hunter, someone who just wants to kill you because of what you have, right?
Yeah, his girlfriend was a hunter.
That's hilarious.
But she wasn't a hunter yet.
So her family is hunters? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that being a big thing in like a teen drama series. It's like, oh no, my love interest is a hunter. She wants to kill me, but we don't want to. It's like a Romeo and Juliet. Our families hate one another, but we need to be together.
Scott's mom didn't know.
Oh,
until like very later on.
Yeah.
Because
it's one of those things where you can pretty well hide it as long as you're managing when you wolf out, right?
Well, because they can kind of control it. Because like Derek shows them how to control it over a full moon and shit. Because like, of course, like you're gonna like wolf out and shit, but like he found ways to tell them, okay, this is how you control it from full moon. But like when they're doing like a hunt on the full moon, like he's like, oh, because he helps, like the hunters help him.
Yeah.
Because like they do, like his daughter made him do like a new thing for the pact.
Okay.
Like for the little things, like, oh, we help those who can't help themselves.
Okay.
Because it was more like we kill things because we need to save the universe or whatever.
Yeah.
But like her dad helped them out and says, "Oh, what do you guys smell?" He's like, "I'm trying not to smell anything right now because everything is heightened."
Yeah. It's like if you smell blood, then it activates your extra like beastie senses, right? Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
Kind of sends you wild.
The full moon heightened everything, so like hearing, smell, touch, everything.
So there's a certain amount of control they really need to maintain if they don't want to just absolutely go wild.
Yeah, and the thing was, they just couldn't get super pissed off.
Yeah.
Because what happened was that when Derek was trying to learn how to use it, he used anger to control it.
Oh, okay.
And like you have to find the thing that you can control it with. So he found it in anger.
Well, that's it. It's a lot like other people's emotions. Like if you succeed by like taking advantage of your anger or using that as like a motivational tool, you gotta take it in stride. If you are much more successful, if you want to help other people or are a lot more like altruistic, that's kind of where you thrive emotionally, right?
And that was the fucking thing. It's like it's just crazy. The show is just so good.
So even in Teen Wolf, then it's a lot more conditional into the full moon, or they can still wolf out at any time. You really feel like
they can wolf out at any time.
Okay.
Majority was more the moon and anger.
Oh, okay.
If they weren't able to control it.
And that would just essentially spark it
because it's emotions, right?
Yeah.
And in the show, they actually turn around and say teenagers have more resistance to accepting like the venom in the werewolf.
Yeah.
So that's why like some people chose teenagers to join their pack.
Oh, okay. That way they're like essentially getting them into the pack when they're more resistant so they can be more controlled from the very start. Okay.
And like it's just something like they were saying like in the teenager's body where like since their hormones are all fucked up because they're
going through all kinds of changes right now, so the lycanthropy it's fighting a lot of natural stuff. Yeah.
But like it gets completely weird from like season 4 then on.
Yeah, unfortunately a lot of the series that kind of go into the supernatural will get weird at a certain point. Like you gotta chase plot lines down.
It was a good weird though.
Okay.
The only plot line they did not chase down, which probably pissed off majority of their fan base, is that since Scott became a true alpha, no questions have been answered.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
Because no one's have met a true alpha before.
Oh, so it's just a lot of loose ends kind of deal. Like, okay, yeah, we're just going to yada yada. He's a true alpha. Nobody questioned this.
Because there's a scene in season 4 near the end where he's like legit beating the shit out of somebody.
Okay.
And his face changes a little bit. Like because he's already wolfed out. He's got the ears. He's got like kind of the mutton chops hair and, and the teeth and stuff. Yeah. But thing is, it changed. His whole face changes, and everybody's like, "What the fuck was that?"
Like it almost gets more wolfy. Yeah. Then? Okay.
Because no one's ever seen a true alpha before. So, like the guy who, because he works for a vet.
Yeah.
So he was taking care of animals and stuff.
Okay.
And that's what he wanted to do when he grew up or whatever.
Yeah.
So the person he was working for was actually looking out for him.
Okay.
I forget what he was called, but like he looked out for Derek's family. He's like someone who spirit like supernatural people can go to,
like a thrall or something
like that.
Okay, I know like vampire thralls and like werewolf thralls are like they're not blooded but they're humanoids that serve them sort of deal.
Like he's like a witch.
Okay,
like he knew how to protect himself and all that.
Yeah.
And he knew that Scott was going to become a true alpha because he had the feeling, but he saw the eyes flicker.
Okay,
but
he's been around it long enough. He's like, yes, I'm an old person. I know even old person when I see one.
It was like I gotta say he was in his mid-40s.
Okay, so
in the show,
so kind of old, but not old.
Not like walking with a cane old, where like he's got like a whole bunch of wisdom.
Yeah,
but he's been in the game for a very long time.
Yeah,
and and honestly, like for season 4, you get they call it a bestiarity.
Okay,
and it's a book. About all the different supernatural shit that they have.
Oh, okay, very cool.
Yeah, I have it, and it's in I think season 4, and it's fucking funny because they have like all the different supernatural animals they have.
Okay.
Like, they have like werewolves, and they have
I know, like D&D, you have were-tigers, you have like there's were-rabbits, there's
were-lions.
Were-lions.
They
that's
touched
cool.
that into the fucking Teen Wolf, and it's fucking hilarious.
That's cool as hell.
But they touched that upon...
Or werebears. I know that's a thing.
They don't go
D&D.
that far.
Yeah.
But the way they do the show is like, it kind of twists and turns, but it's a good twist and turn.
Yeah.
They have banshees, werewolves,
probably vampires.
I did not see any vampires.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But there's a bunch of shit.
Chupacabras.
No, not really. But there's like
there's probably a lot more of the Nordic type
Yeah.
monsters, but probably like a Wendigo type beast, I imagine.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
There's just a bunch of shit that in that show that's like, just need to watch it.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
I guess North America kind of has their own versions of werewolf lore too. Like it's more Native Americans, like Aboriginal peoples, but the people becoming people becoming adopted by animal spirits, or like a lot of the hunters would meditate and become essentially entranced, or like they would adopt the hunting spirit of an animal before they go on an adventure or like a long like mission or hunting trip.
The fucking show I was watching, which I just finished, Hell's on Wheels.
Okay.
In Native American lore, apparently if someone kills a bear, they get the power of the bear.
That's kind of cool, yeah.
And that's what happened in the show. But he was all sorts of fucked up though, because he like he got scratched, like beat the shit by the bear, but he ended up surviving
and somehow killing it, sort of deal. Yeah.
Yeah, he had like one of the tooth and fucking cranium pulled it out, and he was all sorts of fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, you don't mess with a fucking bear and not get fucked up.
But like they saw him, and they were still breathing. Like, he's a bear killer.
Yeah.
And they took, like, of course, like at the time, like it was really weird to see a black person walking around, right?
Yeah.
It was like slaves and shit.
Yeah.
Right after the Civil War, where they got their freedom or whatever. But it was more the fact that like this guy killed a bear with a hunting knife.
Yeah, it's not a small feat. Like, killing a bear, like, even when you have a gun or, like, stupid human weapons, like, it's hard no matter what. You're dealing with a creature that's going to be double your weight at the very least and twice your size no matter what.
And Native Americans, like, found him and helped him go back, like, in health and stuff, and they legit, like, told everybody in the camp, don't mess with him. He's got the power of the bear.
Yeah,
like there's a.
I mean, if I met someone who killed a fucking bear with almost barehanded, like they got my respect. That's okay.
You want to be friends? You got my back, right?
You're a fucking fighter. Like I ain't gonna mess with you.
Yeah, imagine Damon's character, but he gets really fucked up afterwards.
Yeah,
like he just goes like ballistic, has no idea who the party is.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Oh, okay.
But going to Underworld's lore, okay.
Yep.
There's only one guy that was able to transform back into. This would be a good time for a word from our sponsor.
Yes, actually, a sponsor break from good old Mike.
So that was an amazing cutoff.
Yeah, you know what? We just got some new merch. Mike designed it for us, and goddamn, he is always on point with the logos.
Oh yeah, I will definitely be taking a fucking selfie in this shirt and like in my hat.
Yeah, when I get my hat and shirt, oh yeah.
I was kind of wearing it for the last 2 days, but I'm gonna go back to my cowboy hat. I got told I look really good in it.
You look fucking. I ain't gay, but you look goddamn handsome as fuck.
Okay, thank God. Because like even the father-in-law saw me, oh, you look really good in that hat. And the mother-in-law saw me, oh, you cowboy hat now? I'm like, yeah.
I might.
Yeah.
Wear it to Viking, see what
No, I'm not going to wear that hat to fucking Viking.
No, it would get ruined.
It would get ruined because like I sometimes forget how to wash my hands and it's like, oh, shit. So.
Well, that's it. Like when you're on the job, you're working like fucking crazy. You don't fucking go wash your hands every fucking 10 minutes, especially it's like, okay, I installed a part. Oh, my hands are dirty. Wash them off just to install another part and get them dirty again. Yeah.
And like, yeah, Mike's an amazing guy. just legit did another logo for me, and it's gonna be on your hat.
Yes.
So when your hat comes in, I gotta put my hat because my hat has the OG logo.
Yes, the original when it was just the Beer Foil Hat podcast, and not without Mr. Lizardman on board.
So yeah, the backstory behind that was when I first started this podcast, it was just me. I did have guests on.
I was one of them early on. Yeah,
early on, you were one of the regulars.
Yeah,
come on. So that's when I asked Walker to do the podcast with me full time because he was always the one. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. I got nothing to do right now.
Fuck it. Fridays are fun. It's nice the end of the week, and it's nice to sit down and just talk
and like we can have a beer and maybe two. Doesn't matter how many we have because it'd be fucking funny just to sit here and just like.
God. Yeah, like one episode will be in like 5 beers deep, and we'll just be slurring fucking.
Oh no, that's when we do a YouTube live. Just like how many beers does it take us to get us drunk while we just talk shit?
God, we could talk shit about a lot of dumb stuff too.
Oh fuck yeah, it could be random talks while drink.
I like it.
I like it too.
Hey, if you're all on board with it, send us comments, send us whatever. It'll be something we can do in the future.
Yes, I know I haven't done YouTube. We haven't done YouTube in a while. It's because of the setup with the Beerful Hat podcast studios.
Yes, it's a little difficult to run a cam full time.
Yeah, and it's difficult because we run it in my dining room.
Yes.
Where we eat dinner.
So our noise balance isn't the greatest, and we're also just wide out in the open.
Yeah. Like honestly, like it's not too bad for like sound because
it doesn't reverberate. There's enough in here that it kills the echo.
But I was thinking about moving everything downstairs.
Oh, into the basement?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a small area like around here.
Okay.
It would probably suit really good, but I don't know if it would like work perfectly.
You know what? I might still have some soundproofing foam from when my brother tried to soundproof stuff.
You know what? After this episode, I'll take you downstairs. We'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I haven't seen this basement before. So
Oh yeah, it's not so much of a basement. It's just a fucking cellar.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I know the feel.
Yeah.
It's like barn house, like just pure cement, kind of a little bit of dirt.
Yeah, a little bit of dirt,
a little
bit of cement, a little bit of rock. Well, it's not like fucking kitchen where it's on a stump. So and you can see that stump through a hole.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. I'll take you to see it.
I'm excited.
So
as long as you don't blood me into a werewolf down there.
No promises.
Yeah. Okay.
You see a little like sacrifice table. Yeah. Drink this.
Okay.
No, it wouldn't fit our logo.
Yeah. No.
No, I'm more of an alien.
Yeah.
Because we did this. Because
I'm a lizard man. I'm already like a half Lycan already.
Well, thing is, Vicky's like, why is Walker a lizard? Because we went over this on the fucking reptilian episode. He's the reptilian. I'm the alien.
Yeah, I'm like the smart underworld dude. And you're the extraterrestrial.
Yeah, but going to Underworld, which is a fantastic series. I haven't watched all of them. I've watched up to 4.
Okay, I think I have.
There's like
the first
6.
4. Oh my gosh.
There's
okay.
6.
God damn.
And
hello there. I am Victor from the Beer Floor Hat Podcast. Are you having troubles of picking out gifts that you want something to mean something? But I have a thing for you. I partner up with somebody at work, and his website and Instagram page is called It's Right Here. He does vinyl design, wood jewelry, which is pretty cool, and keepsakes. Keepsakes like Christmas stuff, stocking stuffers, birthday things, whatever you think. He's done a few things for me, and they are amazing. You guys need to go check him out. I'll send a description below. But let him know that the Beer Floor Hat Podcast sent you there. So in other words, let him know to stay frosty.
It kind of...
It dips off, obviously.
It dips off like really badly because it goes into the future, which is kind of stupid.
And you said the third one was in the past, too.
The third one's in the past.
So they're jumping all over the place. It's hard to follow at a certain point.
Yeah, because I think they didn't have any idea how to continue on the third one, so it was a really good backstory for the third one.
Okay.
Because they already had like kind of a background in the first one, how everything happened.
Yeah.
But
it was like an X-Men Origins type thing, and then like X-Men kind of blew up.
Well, the thing was, like in the first one, you find out that the Lycan, the guy who can transform back and forth, had like a kind of a wife-girlfriend type deal.
Okay.
And like she was like burnt because of the sun, right? So she was a vampire.
Okay.
So in the third one, you find out it was the high priest's vampire person.
Okay.
His daughter.
Oh, okay.
You find out that, of course, you're gonna see sex in it, like not like full on sex, but like the beginning of it.
Very implied sex scenes, yeah.
So what happens is she gets pregnant.
Oh, okay.
With a Lycan / vampire.
So it's
never happened before.
Super hybrid baby.
Yeah,
it's got two curses in one, and then it becomes like which curse kind of takes over sort of deal. No,
because they proved it in the first one. So the second main character, Michael, has the blood that be able to transform into a Lycan. The guy bites him. Throughout the whole movie, he doesn't turn into a fucking werewolf at all.
Yeah.
But he like fights it and she stops it and stuff. But like he ends up like dying. And the guy who like turns into a werewolf says like you have to bite him to save him. Your powers will save him, but he's gonna turn into a hybrid.
Yeah. It'll convert him enough to actually give him the energy he needs to live.
So he's basically a fucking werewolf / fucking vampire.
Okay.
Mixed.
He's got all the strengths, none of the weaknesses.
You know what? I'll show you a fucking picture right now since we have it.
Yeah.
So go Google.
And we've got the capabilities with the super laptop.
Yeah, super laptop if I can fucking spell Underworld right.
That's okay. I was fucking up my spelling.
Underworld.
It's been forever since I've had to type something.
Hybrid.
Is it the same chick from Resident Evil?
No.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
So this right here.
Yeah.
Is the hybrid. If it will load. Internet. Hurry the fuck up. Come on. Okay, I've had a fucking
Underworld fan page.
That's fucking funny as shit. So that's a vampire.
Yeah.
What the original vampire looks like, because he can turn into human.
Yeah.
But this is what the hybrid looks like.
It's like a weird combination between wolf and that kind of like stretched, wrinkled vampire look.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't see that until the very end of the first one, which is like a perfect send off.
Like a good little cliffhanger. Yeah.
And it's just. Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
And then the second one is probably a lot about him.
The second one is about him and his brother.
Oh, okay.
You know how I was telling you that he's the original vampire? Because he said, like, the guy who from the first one that dies is in the second one in a small clip in the past.
Yeah. And
says, if you die, we all die.
Okay. So Underworld follows the fucking alpha rule, essentially. Like, if I blooded you, if I die, you come with me.
Basically.
Yeah.
But then thing is that in the fourth one is in the future because the second one leads off of the cliffhanger of them getting all trapped.
The third one obviously back in the past.
And the hybrid and her have sex.
Oh, goddamn.
And make a hybrid.
Super hybrid, baby.
Super hybrid. So in the fourth one, she's seeing what she sees.
Okay.
The thing is, she's thinking that she's seeing what Michael sees.
Okay, so
she's seeing what her daughter's seeing.
Okay.
She escapes. So I think the fifth one's about her finding her daughter.
Yeah.
But her daughter ends up finding out that she's seeing what her dad sees. They are all her daughter and her dad are all connected.
Okay, so like they're actually like physically seeing through one another's eyes, sort of deal. Okay.
Sort of deal. And it's fucking insane. Good plot, because in the fourth one they end up like hunting everything. Like the world knows about Lycans, the world knows about vampires.
So at a certain point
humans start fucking hunting all of them.
Oh, okay.
So basically take supernatural
and everybody becomes a hunter. You get like a huge reward, or if you essentially capture one of them.
Capture and kill.
Yeah.
It's a fucking sport.
Okay, so Lycan weaknesses, from what I know, for the most part, it's the classics like silver, like like a pure metal like silver is a big weakness.
Silver is a big weakness.
Yes. So or like silver bullets, silver swords, anything sort of, even just having like a piece of silver on you, it's like hot to the touch. Like vampires don't want to get near you, werewolves don't want to interact with it.
So speaking of which, Supernatural actually proves it really well.
Yes.
Because in an episode, they wear silver around their neck.
Yeah.
Because it contains that that the part of them is just enough pain so they don't transform.
Oh, okay, that's kind of cool.
If I remember correctly. So if there's a supernatural fan out there, please not quote me.
I think I do remember that because like there was like peaceful factions of vampires they came across, and then there was the more peaceful werewolves where it's like, oh yeah, we do wear the silver to keep ourselves more restrained.
Yeah, there are monsters out there that legit like turn around like, I do this, so I don't do that.
Yeah, which is fair. And okay, so another weakness for lycanthropes, like I was always under the assumption that like fire is a thing that scared them off, but like I think that kind of came from folklore where it's like if you wave fire in front of any sort of beast, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is that? I'm gonna back the hell off. I don't want to catch fire."
I don't think that's kind of the same.
Yeah,
once they understand.
Yeah, it's not a weakness. It's anything set on fire for the most part doesn't like being on fire.
Yeah,
yeah.
So that's like really not a big one, but like it's different because I think like it's just silver that I know of.
Wooden stake to the heart is kind of a big one.
That's kind of a big one for vampires, though.
Okay, but like,
is it so for vampires?
I think it still counts for werewolves because like werewolves have a lot of natural resistances. Like you can do a bunch of damage to them, but if you like stake them in the heart, like the heart is the weak point sort of deal.
Yeah. Because it was always, for my understanding, was always stake for the heart for the vampire. And
silver for the
werewolf. Because it's fucking funny as fuck. Because I have the original Dracula.
Okay, yeah.
And like Van Helsing's in there. Like the original Van Helsing, not Hugh Jackman's fucking amazing role of Van Helsing.
Yeah.
But like you legit see him go like this to Dracula and it pans off. You don't see Dracula get stabbed because it's like 1936 they're making this movie.
Yeah, it's like they didn't really have the special effects at the time.
Yeah, and all you hear is and that's it.
Okay. You know what? For a 1930s whatever film, like, it's enough. You get it, right?
Well, we still have to watch like Frankenstein, The Wolfman, The Mummy. I have like the OG horror movies.
Yeah. God damn.
Nice black and white.
Rare collection items, that's for sure.
Oh no, it's like unlike you can get like a movie pack for like 10.
Oh, okay.
It's like $15.
But like still, like having the originals it's pretty fucking awesome.
Like it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have no idea how many movies you can get in a collection now. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, they're practically giving CDs away, like or DVDs. Sorry, if you find the right spots or the right retailers, like you can get good amounts of movies for just absolute cheap. Not the new ones, mind you, but like
I know Walmart still has them, but I know Walmart's been cracking down.
Yeah, Walmart's almost.
It's not as much as when we were kids.
Yeah.
Where like they had like 2 rows of fucking movies.
Oh my god, they would have rows on rows. There was like 3 dedicated aisles back in the day.
Yeah, and there was like 2 movie boxes that they still have the movie box in like before the electronics of like full of the new shit.
Yeah.
But then they had the row of the movies with like two shelves worth of movies.
Oh, and then they would also have like a separate section for like all the different TV series if you wanted to buy those.
Yeah, and like now it's small.
You have to go to like HMV, I believe, or like even Sunrise Records.
That's not even a thing anymore.
You don't see those anymore?
Sunshine Records and HMV is not a thing anymore because Sunshine Records bought HMV.
Oh, okay. Well, I believe there's a Sunshine Records in Devonshire Mall in Windsor. That or it's a different name. But like last Christmas when I was there, like they still had a nice sprawling DVD section.
I know. I always go when I go to the mall in Guelph.
Yeah.
Cinnamon One.
Cinnamon One. Okay.
It's a huge, like it's not a huge movie store, but it's a movie store.
Yeah.
I always go in there.
Oh, Cinema One. Okay. Yeah.
I always say cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
It's so close together. But I'm also an idiot.
So. Well, that's it. The shop that I went into, it specializes in records and DVDs. So like just having records and CDs, so having the DVDs there is just like a no-brainer.
It's like bonus.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw Underworld there.
Oh, okay.
But I only had the 3, not all 6. I had to get the 6 on Amazon.
Oh, I think it's like you said, like the first 3 are like the best in the series, and then it kind of falls off after that.
Yeah, it kind of does, but it'd be cool to see what they would do if they restarted it.
Yeah.
Because of the technology we have now.
Do like a remake for it, yeah.
But thing is, they would probably use so much CGI for it, it would be not good.
Yeah, we're at a point in movies where it's like almost everything is CGI, and it starts to look completely fake. Like
That's
it's
why,
almost worse, right?
I think that's why everybody was having troubles with the Rings of Power, because when that season first came out, they were gonna bring in the orcs.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, they're gonna use CGI. It's gonna look fucking terrible. So I watched it. All makeup.
Really? Okay, all practical
so
effects.
Good.
All right. It's like the classic Token stuff. Like almost all of it was practical effects. Like the orcs or whatever, that was like all makeup, all costumes, all like fucking prosthetics and whatever. Like they looked genuinely like fucked up pig people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I was looking on Google today for a good picture for a thumbnail, and they actually used prosthetics for the Lycan head for Underworld.
Oh, okay, very cool.
So when you see the head move in the movie, it's someone that has that on top of their head.
And you know what? There's a lot more appreciation. There's a lot more effort that goes into that, and like you can tell that there was heart put into it rather than just, oh, I sat at a computer for a few hours, digitally edited a few fucking 3D models, and then just had it move where the characters' little balls were.
And like I
was gonna say, do you remember the show Face Off? If you ever watched it at all, it was on Showtime or whatever. But it was essentially they had an hour. It was a competition where they would do makeup for like different monsters or like different aliens. They would get like a prompt or whatever. Or it was on AMC maybe, I believe. But essentially,
it was AMC.
It was a fucking makeup contest. But they would make these practical fucking costumes, these crazy goddamn outfits. They put them on these actors, and it would be monsters, aliens, like whatever the prompt was. And there were some genuinely talented artists out there.
Very creative. But now, since we've gone into the technical world, since we talked about earlier with AI, you don't need that stuff anymore, which is kind of sad.
It's a lot easier to just, okay, I create this 3D model, like give it a full fucking functioning face, whatever, and as long as you're mapping it on the green suit actor, or whether dancing around in front of a green screen, you can get whatever the fuck you want for the monster to do. You don't even need the actor at a certain point.
And
it takes away the realism, right? Yeah.
And that's what the one thing that everybody was saying, like when the only thing that I think it works perfectly for when you're using CGI is when a perfect call is The Quiet Place.
Okay, yeah, The Quiet Place did CGI right, where most of it was real. It was very real practical effects, but the monsters were entirely CGI.
But when it came to the monsters, you know who did the monsters?
No.
Jeff from The Office.
Jeff, or you mean John Krasinski?
Yep.
Oh, okay, very good.
He did the motions for the monsters.
Yeah. So even though he was playing the dad, he was just like, okay, fuck it. I also want to like do all the twisted movements they're doing.
And there's a lot of things like for that monster, there's a lot of things you cannot do for it.
Yeah.
So like I know for Stranger Things when they brought the
Demogorgon,
like when they were able to do that because it's a big enough face and like area where they can make it out of something and open it up. For the monster in Quiet Place, there's so many little details you couldn't get right.
And you know what? It was, they were able to make it look more fleshy. They were able to actually like throw saliva off it when it was doing that effect. So CGI definitely has its place, especially when it came to The Quiet Place, because it's like the monsters were flashing across the screen. They were fast, they were big, and you didn't see them too often until they were running up on you, sort of.
Yeah.
So for certain situations like that, it definitely works. And it looks real as you can get it, without actually seeing a fleshy fucking demon in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to let you take this one, Walker. What's the difference between a Lycan and a werewolf?
Okay, here you go. Lycans have the ability to transform between their human and wolf forms at will, giving them a greater control of their transformations compared to traditional werewolves. So, like we kind of talked about before, where like Goosebumps or like old like Nordic werewolf lores, their transformations are a lot more manipulated by the moon cycles, as well as kind of like Teen Wolf, where their anger kind of spurs it on. Lycans have more of a control of their curse, where you can have different triggers that spur it on and cause that transformation, or you can actually have a lot more control, where it's like, okay, Skyrim, in the moment I want to activate my werewolf form, fuck shit up. It's the same thing with a lot of the D&D monsters. At a certain point, if you're not being controlled by an alpha, D&D lycanthropes can transform at will. It's not based on moon cycles. It's not based on whatever sort of planet cycle or world cycle you're in. So overall, lycanthropy is described as a curse, whereas werewolfism is it's also like a curse, but it's a lot less controlled. It's situational to the point where if you have it, you aren't in control of it. And I think David played it pretty well in our last campaign. We ran into a young child who had the curse of lycanthropy.
Yes,
but it was more like a werewolf in that situation, where the second it was a full moon or there was a trigger outside of himself, he became the werewolf and was something completely separate, like a Jekyll and Hyde situation.
Yeah.
Like you're yourself, and then whatever triggers you to become your alternate self, you're stuck there. You can't control it. You're essentially watching from above while this horrific creature destroys everything around you.
So what I think we should do is tell people what actually happened.
Oh, in our D&D campaign?
Yeah.
Yes.
It'd be fun.
You know what? Yeah, I don't want to give it away, so like we'll kind of go into Victor's... so we'll say heroic sacrifice.
Yeah, it was basically a heroic, like a hero's send-off of what actually happened.
Yeah, so I play a bard frog. I was behind distracting the child, like I said, Julian, who had been turned into a werewolf and had no control. He was our client. We were trying to figure out who was killing his parents, who was killing people around town. We were like, oh, he turned into a werewolf. It was probably him. And then we got a hint from a merfolk that there was a bunch of werewolves in the council hall.
So my character and our other group went there. So you were basically by yourself, have no idea what was going on.
Like I was communicating. We had sending stones or whatever. I was communicating with the group, but for the most part, I was, hey, look at me, big werewolf! Don't attack anybody.
Your frog was basically like calling him off, like, "Oh, I fucked your mom." But like, yeah. So what happened was that we were in a battle, so combat.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, when we were doing it, we were kicking the living shit out of the alpha.
Yeah, you guys were doing pretty good for fucking. It was 3 werewolves in an alpha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we killed one, then made up another one. Which is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
But thing is, like, what actually happened, like, I'm not going to go in super details, is that the alpha bit my character.
Yes. And when it comes to lycanthropy, you have to make a constitution save, otherwise the virus affects you.
I fucking failed so badly. But the thing is, so what makes it funny is that my character was a 7-foot mouse, jacked up,
like a humanoid mouse creature. Yeah,
like, just picture like Mighty Mouse, but like 6 foot, like 8 foot.
I think we made the joke that your character was like the henchman in Flushed Away, like the really big buff one. Yeah.
So I made that joke, like, picture the henchman from Flushed Away. I don't want to do that, Spike. Like, just picture that guy.
Yeah,
like he gets bit by a werewolf, and like. David made the jokes like, oh, you just like, thing is, you shrunk.
Yeah, you shrink a little bit.
Yeah, he made that joke.
Yeah.
So what happened was that I was able to do a good enough roll where I saved myself.
You were in lycanthrope form, so you were becoming a werewolf. You were partly werewolf, but we had done enough damage to the alpha that like you kept control while in your werewolf form.
And I rolled really well for my damage, and I killed him. So what happened was that the way I described it, I grabbed his chest, pulled him in, grabbed his jaw, bit his throat, ripped it out, and killed him. But as I did that, I was the one that became alpha.
Yeah, by essentially taking down the pack alpha, you established yourself as an alpha.
So, other than that, I cured everybody, even the fucking people in the north.
Yeah.
So Dave's like, yeah, there's a bunch of naked people in the snow. And thing is,
he did the heroic sacrifice. He took on the role of alpha to essentially cure a bunch of these people that had been affected by the lycanthropy, including our client, the kid, the Julian.
And then fucked off.
Yeah. So canonically, Victor's character did the heroic sacrifice and was like, okay, I gotta run the fuck away. Like,
I can't be here anymore, so I'm gonna leave.
Yeah,
I did that. My character did that.
It was noble as hell. Like, I mean, it was sacrificing a character, but you get to be a new one now.
And that's also like I didn't want to become a new character, but that's kind of how it played out.
Yeah.
But like I already had, like, everybody has an idea for a backup character.
Yeah.
That's the only thing with D&D. You always have to have a backup just in case a character dies.
And that's it. Unfortunately, like it would have made it very hard because you would have been stuck with lycanthropy, and like at a certain point, we could find a lesser restoration. We could find a cleric that would help you out.
Yeah, but
that would be another session or two, so you'd have to worry about the whole werewolf scenario.
So the way Dungeons and Dragons work.
Yeah,
I think Dave was running off the old book, not the new one.
For the most part, yeah.
For the most part, is that if my character stayed Lycan, I wouldn't be able to level up, but there would be perks that I would be able to do more than the group was.
Mm-hmm. But essentially, he became a level 6 character when we were level 3.
Yes,
but he would never level up after that.
But when they do find a cure for me and cure me, my character would still be made as level 3.
Yes.
Which kind of sucked.
So it was definitely a hard debate, and like there's a possibility we could have found somebody with greater restoration really soon.
Yeah.
But it was more noble. I still like the way it panned out, honestly.
I don't think David ever thought that I would give up my character.
I didn't think it was going to happen either. Like, I was surprised when you were like, nah, we're going to move forward with this.
He's like, yeah, there's 2 options. You can become the werewolf or cure everybody and then, like, just cure yourself.
Yeah.
I'm like, but there's also a third option.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, what's that? I can cure everybody and fuck off.
Because at that point, you already knew you'd compromise the group. Because we adopted you like 2 sessions before
you guys had no idea what my backstory was.
Mm-hmm.
You guys didn't know I was in. All you guys knew is like, oh, he's into some deep shit.
He's in this prison. Whatever, we free him, we're going to adopt him into our guild group. Yeah.
But yeah, like...
ultimately, it was like a double noble sacrifice.
Yeah.
David still he gets the use out of the characters. We got to see some of those, or I guess Cole's character got to see some of those powerful characters come up to him, yeah.
So, like, now's the whole idea for this episode was werewolves, or Lycans, because last session was fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah, I was walking to work today, like, thinking of topics, and I was like, fuck it, like, we could talk about werewolves for a while, and then...
Honestly, I was actually talking to Vicky about, Disney not Disney, cartoon Dark's Theories.
Oh, okay.
Could be a fun one because I've done like 2 for fucking Paw Patrol already since my kid loves Paw Patrol so fucking much.
Oh god, it's one of the ones that kids just latch onto. I do like Paw Patrol because it's a hero type thing where it's like we're going out, we're helping people, we're saving people, we're solving problems. It's not just mind-numbing brain dead shit.
No, it's I call Ryder basically Batman at a young age.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah,
but it's a different universe of Batman.
Yeah,
like everybody knows who he is. He just helps out a lot more with dogs.
Yeah,
like
it followed. There was a lot of kids cartoons from our time, like Super Y, or like even I don't even know what they're called. Lunar Jim, he was kind of the same deal, or fucking Bob the Builder, where it's like, oh, we have this problem, let's bring these machines to the site, let's do this fix. And like, it's educational in the sense where it's like, it's still fun for kids, but it's a level of educational where it's like, here's how we're doing it without getting it super technical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the fun thing about Paw Patrol. But like, of course, me being me, I'm like, what happens if this actually happened to Ryder?
What happens when Ryder fucking dies?
No, because like if we do an episode spoiler, I'm going to say it right now, that Ryder was basically Bruce Wayne, watched his parents die, and he's coping with the deaths with having a bunch of stuffed animal dogs help him save the town.
So he's running through his goddamn mansion with a bunch of stuffed animal dogs, and oh my gosh!
And the people of the town know who he is and just plays along.
Oh.
And Mayor Humdinger is his uncle trying to get him out of it because he see how much damaged he is.
Yeah, you know what? It could be a whole PTSD. Oh, okay, we're definitely going to do some cartoon Dark Theories soon. I like this idea.
Yeah. But we hope you guys liked the episode, even though we traded off for like 15 fucking minutes.
I mean, for the most part, we stuck on theme.
But other words, watch Supernatural for the werewolf stuff. Watch Underworld for the werewolf stuff. Watch Teen Wolf for all the werewolf stuff.
So many werewolves.
So much stuff.
And when the full moon comes around, what do you do, Victor?
I just try to stay frosty.
Staring down, the cat's the biggest pussy in town.